Hey guys, it's Monday, January 6th, 2019. We are back. We're back with a TED Show alumnus. Sha Mara is here. Sha Mara in the house. It's not what we're supposed to say. I get so confused. I'm way too old to say that. But we're super excited to have Sha Mara back. And she's got a great journey, a great story. She always dresses cool and chic and on point. So, and today is her birthday. So wish Sha Mara a happy birthday. This is her birthday show. So the whole show is dedicated to that.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. We got to celebrate. But you didn't get anything to celebrate with, so I don't know.
Every time I come, I never have food on my stomach, and I don't
Oh.
drink and drive.
Yeah, I got you. Well, yeah,
Responsible.
I understand. That's very good of you. So hashtag responsibility for Shamara.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the show. You have done so much. I loved our first show. You've done a ton since then.
Yes.
But there's so many people who have joined the show as fans and supporters that may not know you. So tell them a little bit about your background, where you're from, and maybe a little bit about your journey to get here.
Sure, to get actually in Orlando or
Wherever.
Okay.
Let's start in the beginning. In the beginning.
So my name is Shamara Elle, E-L-L-E. I am a certified lifestyle and wellness coach, and I am also an author. I wrote a vegan cookbook last year.
That was a fun show.
That was an amazing show.
I got a lot of comments on that. That was the first time I think we had somebody who wrote a cookbook on the show.
Yeah.
And so it was just a cool show overall. I loved your presentation.
I got a lot of inquiries too, which was amazing.
Good. Because that's cool. Because people are afraid a little bit of that
Of
lifestyle.
Yes.
But you weren't born a vegan or a vegetarian.
No.
You're vegan, right?
Vegan.
You're vegan.
Yes.
Completely different. You weren't born. So tell us a little bit about that journey.
Sure. So about, I would say probably like 8 to 10 years ago, I became interested in the vegetarian lifestyle. So I started doing research because I am like a researcher. I'll research anything I can't find information on. And at that time, there was not a lot of options. Basically, everything that I found was like tofu, and I was like, no. Then I started trying to find items that would give me protein, and again, I found tofu. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stick to the life that I know and continue eating this amazing food. So 2017, I believe, or 2016, it's going on 3 years. Okay, so 2017, I kept seeing what the hell floating around social media. Everybody was talking about it. So my boyfriend and I at the time watched it. I'm like, hey, let's watch this documentary. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it on social media, but I didn't know what it was about. I had no idea it was totally focused on the vegan lifestyle and animal treatment and all that great stuff. So we watched it. And he was like, okay, we're going vegan tomorrow. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, I literally had just made this amazing dinner, chicken, some cabbage or something, I don't remember. I'm like, so we're going to throw away this food? Like, what are we going to do with the groceries? So he was like, I don't know, just donate it or something, but we're going vegan
What was the
tomorrow.
name of that film again? I know it.
What the Health.
Yes, What the Health.
So it's very enlightening and very informational and educational. So we watched it, and the next day, we went vegan, and I've been on it ever since. Now, I just want to say that I did have some moments where I was not vegan because we're all human, you know.
Agreed.
And that's the process.
I love to hear that because I think the way that people perceive vegan is militaristic.
Yes.
And I have so many friends who have fallen off the wagon, for lack of a better word, or they've tried things. But the perception in our world, in our country, is that vegans are incredibly militaristic. They're combative. And it's so fascinating to me because there's no vegans that I know are combative or militaristic.
Those are the happiest people ever.
And so but tell us a little bit about the difference, if you can, between vegetarian and vegan.
Sure. So most vegetarians still eat products that have by animal products, so like cheese, milk, eggs, Some chips have dairy in it. You just really have to read the ingredients. So those are most of the things that vegetarians still eat. But as a vegan person, you don't eat anything. Well, there's two parts to being vegan, actually. So there's the part of vegan where you are whole food, plant-based, and that's all that you eat. No dairy, no buy animal products or anything like that. And then the second part of the vegan lifestyle is the clothing or shoes or accessories.
Yes, or your products that you wash your face with, your makeup, your hair care.
All of that.
So that, I didn't understand that because I never dreamed that would even make an impact.
Yeah.
But it does.
It does. So
I get it.
I like to say plant-based for the sake of that. Now, I haven't purchased any shoes or accessories that were made out of real leather or animals or whatever, but I do still have items that I had before that I will wear because, I still have them in my closet and my wardrobe or whatever, but I haven't purchased any animal products for clothing or shoes, leather, fur. So that's the second part.
And there's levels, right? There's actually different terminology within the vegan, vegetarian world of, like, there's pescatarian.
Yes.
That only eat fish. Then vegan, then there's even some things within the vegan community where they name, like there are vegans who won't eat any animal byproducts, but they don't go the way of, like you were talking about with the clothes and the products themselves.
Right.
And so it's fascinating, the wide range. What I love about the whole thing and everything that you're doing is that when I first, Larry Rumbaugh is a friend of mine who is VegFest creator and just an amazing human being. Happy Monday, Wendy, and Shirley. You don't need wealth to be happy. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Sorry, Tony. Hey, Tony Greco, what's up? But the choices. The first time Larry brought me to a vegan restaurant, the smell, no offense, the smell was a little bit overwhelming to me. I felt like the meat that they were making, the meat substitute, wasn't as advanced. This is before you were born, Shamara, so I'm just telling you.
Okay, yeah.
So it has come a long way, and Orlando itself has become a really big proponent of. We've got more, we used to just have Ethos. Now we've got the Sanctum.
Yes.
We've got so many other choices, and I'm doing a show with Nikki Namdar at Dajin
Eats?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Dajin Eats
I love that.
sometime in January. I'm not sure when we've scheduled it because I've never been there before, and I want to taste it and want to be able to say I'm tasting it. And then tomorrow, Wednesday night, we're having a small event, and Chris Burnham's House of Chicken.
Oh, House of Chicken, yes.
Which is amazing. I ate it on the show, and I barely talked because I was too busy stuffing my face with the plant-based chicken-like sandwiches.
Yeah.
All right, so that's one thing to accept that lifestyle. Then you have decided to embrace it, and it's become part of your brand. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's definitely become part of my brand, and one of the main reasons that I wanted to become a certified wellness coach was so that I can educate people on the benefits of the vegan lifestyle and the false misconceptions about veganism. And like you mentioned, there is levels. There's also a flexitarian, and that's what my boyfriend adopted. So he's flexible. He'll eat it, not eat it. As long as it's good, he really doesn't care or complain. So you can be flexible. So being plant-based or whole food is definitely something that you have to want in your lifestyle because it takes a lot of time and effort to stay focused and dedicated to the lifestyle, and you have to prepare and know what type of foods to eat so that you're always full and you're not hungry every 2 hours or every hour. And that was one of the issues that I initially had when I became vegan. I was hungry all the time. I didn't prep. I didn't have any snacks with me. So those moments where I got hungry and was like, you could do it. Oh, no, you can't do it, Chick-fil-A. Okay, I'm just going to go over here really quickly. That will happen to you. So it's really important to stay committed and do your research. Find recipes that you like, change up your non-vegan recipes and just make them vegan, just add your twist to it. I can say that my energy level has increased tremendously. Before vegan plant-based lifestyle, normally after every meal, I would be tired. Like I want to go to sleep.
Right.
After lunch at work, that's it for me. I'm productive. Like, I don't know how much you could get out of me.
Well, you get that after Thanksgiving feeling, right?
Yes.
Because you're also you're shoving more food, more empty calories into your body, and then your body doesn't register, which is a whole nother show we should do. It takes your stomach about 20 minutes to realize it's full, and so you're just feeding that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're feeding it a whole bunch of empty calories, guess what's going to happen in that's also what you're going to see. Thank you, I don't want that. But you have to. But planning's important, because there have been times where I'm hungry for a snack. I'm trying to go meat less, at least one day a week. I'm transitioning, which a lot of people are doing, meatless Mondays, just to try it out, because I have tried now so many amazing things that are plant-based. But I think if you have to begin to work it in, but if you don't plan for it, it's very difficult. That's why people do meal prep.
Yes, and I do meal prep.
Meal prep's so important, I think,
important.
because you get to that point and you get tired, you're home from work. The last thing you want to do is try to figure out what kind of plant-based meal you're going to make that's going to be delicious, that isn't the same thing you ate the past day or two. It's the same as being a non-vegetarian vegan. We go through the same thing. Like, I'm like, okay, what am I going to eat? Seriously, what is going to be different? You have to plan.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. I feel like I was always eating the same thing: chicken, fish. Chicken.
Well, that's usually the thing that people thought healthy, because for so long, like if you're in the meat world, beef was the evil, and chicken was your best friend. And so many diets, everything became chicken oriented. And so chicken became the primary staple of a lot of meals because of that crazy negativity about certain things. I think that also happens. People call me in the middle of things. But I want to get to the topic, because I think it's important. We've already had Tony, I don't know if he's still on. I loved his comment, because I knew you were going to get a couple comments about that. Health plus wealth equals happiness. Equals happy or happiness. So I just did a show last Friday on health and the definitions of that. So Tony, what I think we're going to talk about, and I'll let Shamara take it, is that your typical thought process on what the definitions of health and wealth aren't necessarily the things that you might think. I did a whole show on health of relationships, health of goals, health of soul, spirit, mind. So wealth can also have a whole bunch of different meanings. So talk about that, because you came up with this with the title. And your focus. So talk a little bit about it.
So health plus wealth equals happy, and basically, like Ted was saying, just health of your mind, your body, and your soul, and everything, if you don't know, starts in your mind. So you have to first prepare your mind for anything that you want to do, whether it's being vegan, working out, saving money, throwing away clothes, no shopping, whatever it is. You have to first get that in your head, and you have to focus on that goal in order to accomplish it. So the wealth part, and that's not necessarily money, right? Wealth is just an abundance of love, abundance of happiness, abundance of peace, abundance of prosperity, whatever it is that you're lacking in your life. So if you are unable to first work on your mind, then you're not going to be able to track the wealthiness in your life. And that's wealth of people, your surroundings, happy people, positive energy, positive people. Once you're able to tackle your mind and work on that goal, then you are going to live in an abundance of peace and happiness and joy and positivity, and that's going to equal your happiness.
All right, so let's tear that apart a little bit. Let's dissect it. Happy New Year to you, Jackie Brockington. So I think that it sounds great. I think everybody wants that, right? They want their relationships to be healthy. They want their body to be healthy. They want whatever they're doing they want it to be in a healthy environment. Remember, this can be your work, your everything. There's a health meter, is what we talked about on the show. There's a level of health. Is it in good health or bad health? And remember, don't always go back to, is it your body, because there's so much more to it. It's the same with wealth. That's why I love that you define that. Abundance. So are you thinking in the abundance mindset? Most people, immediately when they hear the word wealth, they think you're talking about money. So there is an abundance mindset. Don't think I'm getting all hokey here, but I'm a big believer in thinking abundance versus poverty.
Yes.
Thinking abundance versus lack.
Yes.
A lot of people live in the lack mindset.
Yes,
they live
so
there,
true.
and so they're always amazed that they never make progress. Why don't you make progress? Because you think you don't deserve it. You're not attracting
Which
it.
goes back to your mind.
Yeah, and all you're doing is living in that same, I call it living in that same lack filth.
Yes.
You're living in that filth of, I can't do better, I'm not going to do better, nothing's going to go my way. You're probably too young, but there's a character on Peanuts, Pigpen, where that cloud is always around him all the time. And I always feel like that you can tell, Eeyore is the same. You can tell when people are just in that negative mindset, and yet they wonder why they don't have the health or the wealth /
Right.
abundance.
And they keep attracting the same things and the same people.
Over and over and over again. It's the same. I have a lot of friends that, on the health side, on the physical side, they work out all the time, but they're always sick. I'm fascinated by this. And so I always joke with them, because I'm not really a workout person.
Me
If you
either.
follow the show, I'm not really do
I
INGs.
try.
No too many action verbs. But I feel like they are so focused on the little nitty gritty part of the health that they're letting everything else go, which is impacting them. And they can't figure out why they work out 6 days a week, and yet they're the very first people to catch whatever flu, cold, sinus infection, whatever's going around, they're always sick.
Right. And working out doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy. Being a vegan doesn't mean that you're healthy. Being skinny doesn't mean that you're healthy. I had a friend tell me, "Oh, I'm losing weight, I'm healthy." Okay, but that doesn't mean that you're healthy just because you're losing weight.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make sure that you're getting the right supplements, and not only like physically, but mentally. Like, your mind has to be mentally healthy as well in order for you to be happy.
Right, you have to feed it. So when we talk about food too, I'm a big proponent of this topic. When you're talking about feeding, you've heard just your food, your intake, wherever you're at on that scale, from meat lover to complete vegan and everything in between. That's the food part of it. The approach, what you're feeding your soul and your mind, is also a very big component of what it is that's going on, positive or negative, in your life. And so you have to really dissect that down.
Right, so that leads me to our conversation that we had about the show, about this rare skin condition that I recently have been diagnosed with. So at first I was depressed about it. I was really sad.
So how do you have a skin condition?
It's called tinea versicolor.
Okay. And so what's the impact on your skin?
So it's similar to vertigo as far as how your skin looks, and the way that it works, kind of. So if you can see here, you'll see these little light spots on my neck. So it basically like eats away at your pigmentation, but it's a skin fungus. And everybody has this particular bacteria or fungus in our bodies. But if you're not getting the appropriate vitamins and minerals, so most people that are vegans lack the appropriate vitamins and minerals. And I do. I lack B12, vitamin D. Some of my cell counts were low, and that's because I wasn't feeding myself with the proper nutrients and vitamins. And my body didn't know what to attack, how to fight the fungus so that it went away. So it just attacked me, and this is the result. And it is curable. So I started doing research. I went to the dermatologist. The cream, the pills that they gave me weren't working. And then the medicine that the dermatologist gave me, I was actually afraid to take it. I took it the first time because I was so scared about what was going on and didn't know what caused it. But the dermatologist informed me that it affects your liver. And even before being plant-based and becoming a certified life coach, I've always been into holistic healing. Like, I don't like medicine. I don't like doctors. I try to research everything and find my own remedies.
I love it.
So I didn't want to take those pills a second round because, like, my liver is important to me. I need it. And then she told me that I couldn't drink. How fun is that, right? So I'm
Thank you, next doctor.
right, like, wait, not even for my birthday? So I did some research. I found other people online who had the condition and purchased soap that was the only thing that helped them and helped their skin come back to normal. So that's actually what I've been using, and my pigmentation is slowly coming back, and it's going to take some time. But I have not talked about it with anyone except for the people that literally physically see me. But everyone that Facebook, on the phone, my family in North Carolina, they don't even know about this. But I said, you know what, this could help someone else. And because I wasn't able to find a lot of people in the African American community online, pictures of them who had this disease, it can help someone else who may know someone or may be going through it. And just in general, help someone just, just be true to yourself. Embrace whatever it is. Because like I said, I was depressed. Like I was on a roll. Like I'm going to be going live every day. I'm going to go live 3 times a day. I'm going to stay connected with my audience. And then I was like, I can't go live. Like, what is this? Like,
isn't that fascinating? So what I love, first of all, thank you for being vulnerable and authentic enough to share that. Because I think what happens is we all get into a lifestyle that's good for us. And then it can be difficult admitting that maybe even in that lifestyle, which I still believe, there are things that I'm not doing right by myself.
Right.
So having understanding, because it is a challenge. Remember, meat in some crazy way, shape, or form provides a lot of vitamins and minerals that you can get elsewhere, don't get me wrong, right. But you have to be really on top of it and
yes.
proactive.
Yes, you do.
And so I love the fact that you shared that. Thank you. Because I think it's important, because I think there are people who really want to embrace whatever lifestyle it is, and they then something happens and they feel like it's a failure on their part. Look, it's just learning to maneuver through the lifestyle. It's different. It's just like when all you do is eat junk food. Well, you're not going to feel really great because you're not giving yourself the things that you need. So you have to find ways to address it. And I love the fact that you went the natural way, that you did the research. Believe me, there's plenty of information out there where you can do the research. If you're feeling like you have low energy and you're like, God, I've been on this amazing journey of veganism or vegetarianism, and it's not working for me, don't give up.
Yes, don't give up.
Don't give up, because do the research, go into the groups. There's a ton of Facebook groups. There's so many. You had to take iron today. That's right. So for women, you have to be incredibly sensitive to iron and how your body absorbs it and how you're going to get it, where you're going to get it from. Mm-hmm. And so you really have to do the research. The proactive part, I think, is where a lot of people don't realize that that's also in an abundance mindset. Yeah. You're taking care of yourself. You're believing this is going to work, and you're still doing the work to make sure that it does work.
Yes, because when I wasn't finding these other options, I was not happy. And I guess I could say I was unhealthy because I'm lacking the nutrients. But Google MD, Google MD, that's what I call it. I went on Google, I did some research. I'm like, I'm a doctor now. I actually called my doctor and told them that I got a second opinion about the condition, which was my opinion from Google MD. But I just was like, I can't accept what they're telling me. Like, I have to find out what's really going on, and I need to find other ways to supplement the vitamins and minerals that I need. And my boyfriend was even like, well, why don't you just eat meat? If that's the way that you can get the vitamins and minerals, why don't you just do it? And I was like, no, there are other ways that I can get the nutrients that I need. And one of the things that I thought about when it comes to vitamin D is why it's so prominent in animals is because they're outside all day in the sun.
Right.
The sun is the main source of vitamin D. So if you're not eating meat anymore from the animals that are outside all day in the sun, and you don't go outside, then you're not going to get vitamin D. I don't go outside a lot. So you just have to start doing things differently, and you just have to take different supplements if you want to be dedicated to this lifestyle or any lifestyle. Like, you don't always have to take over-the-counter medicines, because there are side effects after side effects after side effects, yep. And other things that the medicines will do to your body that will cause other damage that you may not see right away.
Well, the liver is a big one. You were mentioning earlier, so many of the drugs that we take impact your liver. Any commercial you've ever seen where they go on, they just drone on about all the side effects. Mm-hmm. I mean, basically, here, take this for heart disease, but it could give you heart disease. Like, it's insane the amount of stuff, but almost all of them say Check with your doctor about your liver enzymes. Check with your doctor about your liver. Could impact your liver. Why? Because it's one of the most important organs that processes all the impurities out.
Yeah.
So you have to be super careful of that when you're taking medicine. You talked about vitamin D. So I happen to be vitamin D deficient. Because they can run blood work on that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things my doctor told me was 15 minutes out in the sunlight.
Yeah.
And so all of you who are afraid of the sunlight, who have that beautiful porcelain skin, or whatever, you don't want to get the sun damage, 15 minutes a day will not give you sun damage, especially if you're putting on some of the protection.
Right.
But my doctor's like, Ted, it's not going to kill you. It's going to be beneficial for you.
Right.
But I had to take a vitamin D supplement. And because remember, guys, if you're missing some of these things, it's impacting your whole body and your health. So you're not taking care of the health part. So you may not want to hear it. Who would have thought I was vitamin D deficient?
Right.
But I am, so guess what I had to do? I like the sun, so it's 15 minutes. Even if it's cloudy, guys, you can go out and still get the rays that you need. But there are also things that you can do to improve. But it's important to do your own research and bring it to your doctor. You're your best proponent. You're your best advocate. Don't be afraid to go, hey, doctor so-and-so, I'm not feeling this. This isn't working for me. Here are some things I did research on. I have a doctor in Baldwin Park, and she's very open to that. And I love and you need to find a doctor. If somebody's dismissing you, find another physician.
Right. And my doctor was amazing. She was like, use that soap. If you want to go get a second opinion, I'm okay with that. I want you to feel comfortable. So I'm not going to just always listen to what the doctors say. Like,
no, and I think it's important. Remember, they're trained. They're not trained in. They're trained to diagnose you. And a lot of the newer ones who are coming out, like my doctor, I think is younger and sort of that new era. They definitely are looking at the overall, your overall picture rather than just that one small thing that's going on with you. They're trying to find out the actual solution instead of putting a Band-Aid on it. But guess what? You're still your best advocate. Right. So you have to do the research. I always joke, we joke about the same thing. Well, now I have an MD degree because I've gone to WebMD, Google MD, I mean, you name it. I've also diagnosed myself to death, which is probably a horrible thing. I think we all do that. Me too.
At first I was
like, oh God, I'm dying.
Oh my God, no.
And my daughter, who's an oncology nurse, we text her stuff all the time. I know she wants to kill us. Oh my God, I have cancer of the elbow.
Right.
My elbow's red. We did this yesterday. My elbow's a little red, but you're fine, Dad. But you have to still, it's okay to be that proactive. You just don't want to border on hypochondriac.
Yeah.
Be a hypochondriac, but you still should bring it up. You should be your own best advocate. And if you're not feeling right, you're the only person living in that body.
Yeah, right.
So if you're not feeling right, then you need to tell your doctor what you're not feeling right about.
And that brings up another good component of the H plus H equals W formula. So if you are not healthy, and this is on the monetary side, then you pretty much can't be wealthy because you're going to be spending money on medicine, trying to get healthy, or either natural remedies, whatever your preference is. So your health is your wealth.
Right.
And that equals happiness, because if you're not healthy and you're not wealthy and abundance, money, whatever, most people aren't happy. Let's just be honest. You're not going to be happy. I wasn't even happy when I was first dealing with this. I was in a really low place, but now I'm happy and I'm healthy.
But here's the great thing. You knew it. That's the other thing. And it's okay to feel that way. That's one thing I want you guys to know. So if you're not happy about something, something's not working, the abundance isn't working, you've done 75 vision boards where abundance is your word. Look, those are all good things to do, and it's still not there. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're not doing it right. Continue to progress and tweak it and work on it and figure out the little nuances that are making an impact on you. Because I think that you can be happy. I'm a big believer in happiness is out there. My word last year was joy, which we'll get to in a minute, I'll ask you. But one of the differences, there's a big difference between joy and happiness.
Yeah.
Joy you find no matter what the circumstance is. Happy ness itself tends to be about events or how you're feeling at that moment. And so you have to figure out how you want to live your life, and you have to figure out how you get there. And if something isn't working, well, then evaluate it. Take a look at it. It's okay, because 100% of the people I know aren't 100% happy.
That is so true.
It's just, Facebook, social media, there's a lot of fake stuff out there. And so if you're comparing yourself, we talk about this on the show all the time, if you're comparing yourself with somebody on Facebook that looks like their life is all together, you are using the wrong model.
Yes.
Worry about you and your
Yes.
abundance, your health, your wealth,
Exactly.
and whatever that means to you, how you want to create your life. And those pictures, I promise you, most of them look happy, but a lot of the people who have to put that out there all the time are struggling with the same things that you're
is so
struggling
true.
with.
And it all starts with you. Like, you can't look at other people. You have to evaluate yourself and your choices and your decisions that you make. And it's all about being consistent in whatever you do. Consistency is key. Just stay consistent. We actually have a 4-week challenge starting today.
All right, the birthday challenge.
Yes, it's posted on my social media, which we'll provide later, but it's nothing crazy. It's just eliminating a few items out of your daily life, like alcohol and bread and, you know, all those things, drinking more water, and just being more health conscious about what you're putting in your body, and giving yourself a break. Like, it's okay to it's a 4-week challenge, 30 days. To just give your body a rest and put some new stuff in your body, feed it with some new vitamins and minerals and nutrients, feed your mind with some new positivity, learn some new things about yourself that you didn't know, take some time out just for you. So that challenge is starting today, and I'm so excited. That's another reason why I didn't want to drink today, because I want to stay committed to the challenge.
I would have to do that challenge without that portion of it, but here's the great thing. Any step, any change that's positive, any part of the change where you are actually making a conscious decision to do something different that's more positive for your body, mind, soul, life, is a good thing.
A great thing.
And so I love the challenge part, because we all need accountability of some kind. We need to know that somebody out there, there's not consequence, because I think that's such a negative word, but somebody's out there to support you if you fall off whatever your challenge or your plan is. I had somebody this morning that I met with that is on a specific type of diet, and by diet I mean it's a lifestyle change for
I like
her.
Lifestyle. Diet
I hate that word.
It scares people.
It's the D word. And you know, normally when you come on the TED show, there's some sort of cocktail involved, and she was very adamant that that was not part of her current plan, and I have a great deal of respect for that. And now if she does it tomorrow, does that make her bad and her whole plan's worthless? No. Exactly. You're going to fall off. Things are going to happen. So I don't want you to beat yourselves up. I want you to really go through. 2020 should be this. You've got a great opportunity here, beginning of the year, transformation, and it can be at your level. And guess what? If you go 3 steps back, okay, then you take the next step, and we continue to make the steps together. All right, so we're going to share all of Sha Mara's contact information, how you can reach out to her, how you can wish her a happy birthday, how you can get involved in her 4-week challenge, because I think these are important things, these are good things. And then she's got a whole slew of products and things that she's involved in. She's a great resource. Utilize her, and obviously she's vulnerable enough to share what she's going through in the times that she's had slip-ups. Happy Monday, Barbara. So 2020 is like this, it seems to be this big year, a new decade.
Right.
Not just a new year, but we're in a new decade, guys. So tell us about your word. Give us, a lot of people are doing their words, right? What's your word for 2020 or your words? It's this focus point that maybe you can have in the back of your mind, whatever you are progressing through or want to do in 2020. Do you have a word?
I do. I actually have 2, and you just said one of them, which is focus. So 2020, we all know 2020 vision is the best vision that you can have. So refocus on yourself and your goals. The other word is elevate, and I spelled it with my name in it, so ELLEVATE.
Nice.
So 2020 is all about elevating your mind, your spirituality, your physicality, your finances, your positivity, energy, all of your surroundings. So just elevate, go higher, and whatever it is that you do and whatever it is that you want to accomplish, and stay focused on those goals.
Focus, right? You know, it's very hard because we're distracted 24/7.
Distractions are so easy.
But
You don't even realize
here's
it.
the deal. You can get distracted, but if you're cognizant of the fact that you're distracted and then you refocus, you're still ahead of the game,
Yes.
guys. Don't beat yourself up. I think we take these journeys, and because we're not perfect every step of the way, we beat ourselves up and we think we're a failure, and then that just adds to the lack mentality instead of the abundance mentality. So we want you guys to focus. Is a great word. I love that word. I think that's one of mine in the background too. I love focus because I think that we need to get focused in order to get where we want to go. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be when we're having this conversation at the end of December 2020? What's coming up? Have you made progress? Have you grown? Have you done something different and taking steps positive, and you're at a different place? Even if it's one step further at the end of the year, that's a positive thing, and that is an abundance mentality.
And even if you don't reach those goals, you can revisit them, write it out, start again, give yourself praise for what you did do,
Yes.
and then go back to the things that you didn't do and figure out how you can make those happen.
I love it. All right, Shamara, you are awesome as always.
Thank you.
So again, we'll share all her contact information. She'll do some posts, share her links. We love you guys. Happy Monday again, and happy
Monday.
birthday!
Thank you. Happy New
Super
Year,
excited.
everyone.
Happy New Year. We love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Mwah. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.